Good evening. This is a lot of people. Wow. My name is Mark Hutton. I'm a mechanical engineer, a corporate refugee, working on real estate, and joined the REIA about 2 years ago. Best thing that Janet and I ever did. And we've gone from one unit to lots, and still moving forward on that. It's a lot of fun. Last year I lost my job, and my partner in crime, Kim, is that better? Sorry about that. My partner Kim, 3 days later, lost his job. And so we said, hey, we've been in REIA for a while, we know what we're doing, we're reasonably smart, let's flip a house. So in February, in the REIA meeting, a guy came up during buy-sell trade, had a house to sell. Hey, that looks pretty good. Anyway, this is what I'm going to tell you about our first flip. Let's see, did I do that? I'll get these buttons here in a second. So, a wholesaler right here at our REIA sold us a house. It was a 2-bed, 1-bath, 744 square foot, little bungalow, built in 1949. We bought it for he was offering it at $32,500. Needed light rehab, quote unquote. Estimated ARV was about $74,000. And we didn't find out until we closed on it that the wholesaler made a $9,900 wholesale fee. Nice job to the wholesaler. So that should be good incentive for all you wholesalers out there. For people like us that don't like to wholesale, we just like to buy and flip and rent houses. It was in an area called High Point. If you don't know where that is, it's up near Fields Erdel on the north side of Cincinnati. Our exit strategy going into this is our first one. It was our training wheels house. We didn't know exactly what we were doing. We thought we would, so we tried. It was a cash purchase. My partner Kim and I put our funds together. The idea was going 50-50 and split the proceeds 50-50. Again, light rehab, quick sale. That was the exit strategy. The plan was, as we went through the house, we were going to remove all the paneling. The entire house was paneled, including the bathroom. Well, it looks like tile, just paneling. Including the tub surround, paneling. Well, oh, bit, yeah, this guy must have really loved paneling. We knew when we pulled that off, the drywall would be a wreck, so we planned on replacing the drywall. New kitchen, new bathroom, paint, flooring, repaired estimate at the time, and that's on me because I did that, was $17,000. We estimated the proceeds to be $12,000 or about 22% return on our money. Didn't figure that was too bad. That was selling it a little bit below market. The plan was at $70,000. Then the repairs. This spreadsheet, you probably can't see the numbers. It doesn't really matter. There was about 7 other spreadsheets that built into this sheet because I'm an engineer. So I thought that, you put enough numbers into it, it must be right. Yeah, you'll see in a bit if that held true or not. So then it's execution, right? We've got the house, we gotta nail this thing. So Kim and I, being able-bodied, we decided to do the demo first, and we decided to do that all ourselves. So we tore into this thing. And then Murphy's Law always hits. So underneath the pile of debris we never thought to move before when we were inspecting the house, we found a cover. A cover of what? We don't know. There's a big hole in the side patio, and it's filled with water. Gee, maybe it's a cistern. Maybe not. Let's get a mud pump in, pump it out, and see what we find. I was the only one brave enough to crawl in there. We found out it was a 7-foot by 7-foot by 7-foot room. It was set up as a bomb shelter. It had a bed, it had a table, a chair. Stairs had been not long since knocked down. You can see, I don't know how many dozens of mason jars filled with food, all submerged under this pile of water. Apparently a sump pump had been put down there that had long since died. Pardon?
How they taste.
It wasn't quite that brave, Drew. Thanks, though. So that was an interesting thing to try to take care of. Again, Murphy's Law is alive and well, and when you pull the flooring up and you realize the flooring is what's holding the subfloor together, and not the other way around, and you say, gee, did we have termites? Well, yeah, sure enough. We have lots of termites. And so my partner Kim and I, and actually that's Kim and my son who helped us out a little bit, we started ripping out floors. And we didn't stop for a while. Then there's the ceiling. Kim and I had pulled just most of the drywall off of the house, all the walls. We stepped into the utility room for a moment. Literally 30 seconds later, huge crash. And what in the heck just happened? The entire ceiling in the kitchen caved in. Ceiling is on the floor. All of the insulation that had been on top of the ceiling is on the floor. Time to order another dumpster. So we pulled every stitch of ceiling out of the house because we didn't, we wanted to make this so someone could actually live in it. So we didn't want a ceiling falling on anyone's head. So then you get to a place that looks like this. I like this picture particularly because you can't really tell whether it's right side up or upside down. Wow. So anyway, that's the ceiling escapade.
That's a flip, right?
Yeah, that's a flip, thank you. Your anchor got that one nailed. That is absolutely a flip. Anyway, we sludged all the way through this project. Then you get to inspections, and the inspections, when you're selling something in retail, you have retail inspectors, and they're always going to find little things like this. Like when they turned on the shower and to fill the tub with water, and the water came out at the shower head instead. No matter what you did with the bottom, it came out of the top. So there's this little up thing, see the arrow there on the back of your shower valve? Make certain that your plumber pays attention to that and doesn't put it in upside down, which is what we found. After the drywall was in, after the tub surround was in, after it's completely finished. Now again, fortunately I'm an engineer. Fortunately you can see they used PEX plumbing, so I could unscrew those, and I was able to pull the whole thing out through that little tiny hole, fix it, turn around, and put it back together. Whew, that would have been a $2,000 error there. The other inspections, the first buyer was asthmatic, as am I, and I spent months in this house, never had a problem. She was very asthmatic, so she got an air survey done, which is fine, except they found very high mold count. I never knew, so boom, $2,200 in mold remediation, and cutting a perfectly good new floor, cutting a hole in it to provide access to the crawl space due to mold. Those are things that happen, right? Improvements. Kim and I both decided we wanted this house to be, boy, as nice as we would want to live in it, even though it was pretty small. You don't want to do that. When you're choosing your improvements, make sure that you don't over-improve over the neighborhood. Now, this is a neighborhood of $30,000 to $40,000, maybe $50,000 houses. The average in the area around it is a lot, but this little area is a very small home. So it had freestanding closets that were particle board and falling apart when we bought the house. We made them into regular fixed closets with lighting inside them and made them nice. The doors are rotting off the shed. Is that important? No, but in our infinite wisdom, we rebuilt and made new doors for it. The plumbing was bad. It was patched up here and there, but it was functional. No. We had everything anyway, so we replaced all new plumbing with PEX throughout the whole house. The electrical, well, we got all the walls off anyway, and some of the electric was marginal, some of it was okay. It was all cloth wrapped from 1949. So why not? We'll just wire it from the box out. Oh boy. The kitchen was a wreck. Some of the quote-unquote things that look like cabinets are really just a shelf with a piece of paneling and a hinge on it. So you can see what the kitchen was and what it ended up after we did it. Way overdone for the neighborhood, way overdone. So I'm telling you all the mistakes that I made so you don't do the same, okay? The bathroom was a wreck, and you could only get to the bathroom through the master bedroom. You couldn't get to it from the rest of the house. If mom's sleeping, you just gotta hold it, I guess, I don't know. So we felt that was bad, so the tub there on the left, we pulled that out, we removed that wall, we turned the tub sideways, and we totally rearranged the house so you could get to it from a utility area. And then you can see how the bathroom turned out. Again, way overboard. This was the utility room area. It was functional, the washer and dryer did fit in there, the water heater was there. No, we had to make it nice. pretty much everything was new. So this is the house as we bought it, with the lovely awnings on the front and crumbled concrete and such. This is how it ended up. We poured new concrete, we added shutters, we took off the awnings, we replaced all the windows. By the way, they were all functional, they were just ugly. They were functional. Keep in mind the neighborhood, right? We didn't. What else did we do? We added fencing along the front patio area. We put in LED lighting through the entire house, inside and out. We even buried the downspout under the sidewalk in the front. Silly stuff. We landscaped it. Landscaping turned out nice. It did have some pretty decent curb appeal. We took off the old battered screen door, and we did keep the door, I think. We just painted it. Again, improved it to the hills. It looked nice. Oh, yeah, now we got to sell it and make money, right? So here's the results. Our original budget was 17.2, remember? We spent 36.6. Okay? That did not include replacing the roof. That did not include replacing any siding, because that was okay. It took 7 months versus our plan of 3 months to do. We did sell it quickly, 3 times. We put it on the market. We did have a great agent. She said, this thing is way over the top. Let's try something crazy. Let's put it on the comps were still in the 75 range. She said, let's put it in 85. All right, what do we have to lose? We're going to lose money on this house anyway, so let's try it. Sold, had 2 showings and 2 offers in the first day. That was a good vote of confidence, right? That was Ms. Asma that I told you about that did the air test. Well, we had the after air test done when we did the mold remediation, and it came back with normal levels. They were still too high. She wanted a 0 mold count. Absolutely impossible. Doesn't happen. Outside this room, inside this room, there's a few hundred, maybe a couple thousand. 0 doesn't happen. So we had to fire that seller, or that buyer rather. Then we had Mr. Unfortunate. The house sold so fast the first time, and so we had it back on the market about 2 weeks later. We raised the price $5,000, so we put it up for $89,900. And to see what happened, it sold again in a day. Yahoo! We're doing great, right? Except for and for more than asking in both cases. Take a look at that. That was pretty cool. Listed $89,900, sold for $92,000. Mr. Unfortunate got 28 days through, 2 days before closing, lost his job. Oh, man, there goes the money out the window. So in this time frame now, summer has ended. We've gotten into the school year. Timing's everything, right? Almost as much as location. So took it off the market, put it back on the market. We did keep it at $89,900. It sat. Days went by, weeks went by. Crap. Now what? We did end up selling it. Sold it for $84,000. So you can see the difference between the second sale and the third sale there. Lost $8,000 there. Anyway, Mr. and Mrs. 3+1, they had 3 kids plus 1 in the oven, and they were buying this 2-bedroom, 700 square house. Wow. Very nice young couple. And they closed. Yay, that's what we all want, right? So what did that really mean? Had we had a level market like we'd originally planned when we bought this house, we would have lost our shirts. Selling price would have been $70,000. Our investment minus closing, concessions, commissions, etc. Proceeds would have been a negative $7,000. We got really lucky, and the reason I call this the Saved by the Market house. This is what actually happened. We sold it for $84,000, same investment, same closing and concession costs. If you can't see that in the back, the actual proceeds were $6,700. Considering we thought we were going to lose our proverbial butts, we ended up doing okay. We split that in half. We figured out the hours we put into it because we knew we were going to lose our butt on this thing, right? So we figured it out, and yeah, $3, what is it? $3.73 an hour. That's why we go to school to be an engineer, right? No, not good.
Yeah, I'm hired. I'll give you $5.
What are the lessons real quick? Inspect everything carefully, even under debris, like sheets of plywood sitting around. Why would they be there? Covering a bomb shelter, apparently. Get a termite inspection. We didn't. We thought couldn't be. Not here. We underestimated the expenses by a lot, as you saw, and I've shared them all with you. We used a 3% miscellaneous fee when I was figuring out expenses. Why did I do that? I don't know. 3% wasn't enough. 30% wouldn't have been enough in this case, because obviously we spent over 100% more than what we originally planned. Don't over-improve beyond the local market. That's the best advice I can give you on this one. Yeah, we had the nicest house in the neighborhood now, even though it wasn't the biggest, but it was the nicest. It was brand spanking new, from the insulation in the attic to the ceiling to every speck of drywall, every speck of paint, every speck of floor, and way beyond what the market did. It helped us sell it quickly, but luck didn't help us there. Carefully choose your exit strategy. Had I been to Bob's seminar that we had our first meeting 2 weeks ago, I would have turned this one around in a heartbeat, like Repo Bob does, and I would not have put 7 months of my life into this thing. Or we, my partner Kim and I. Kim couldn't be here tonight. So do hire out as much as you can afford. Time does equal money. Had we gotten rid of this sooner in the summer, we might have made $7 or $8 grand more on it. But because we dipped into the school year, because of the unfortunate situations of the various buyers we had for it, we ended up doing most of the work ourselves. One, because we thought we were going to lose our butts if we didn't. And two, well, that's mostly why. We did improve the neighborhood, so that feels good. Feels better if you make a little more money, but still feels pretty good. So there was a cost to that. So that's some of the lessons that we learned on this deal. We applied them a lot to our next deal, which we just closed on a month ago and sold that. But that's for another time. Any questions?